Well, at least 15 officers have been injured as rioting youths started throwing rocks at police. Buildings have also been set on fire. Some of them are still burning. Police officers have been dispatched to protect firefighters who came under attack while trying to extinguish the fires. Well, RT's Alexei Yaroshevsky is at the scene and reports from Baltimore.
We have people here in Baltimore walking the streets and asking us a question: is this a war going on here? Now, what you're seeing right now here is just one of the fires now blazing, now raging across the city of Baltimore. We got here first, some 10 minutes before the fire crews arrived, and they obviously have a lot on their hands right now. The fire scanner reports of at least a dozen fires raging now across the city of Baltimore. The police presence is huge in the city right now. There are several lines with riot policemen and the National Guard. We have seen several trucks of the National Guard pull up there. They are securing the perimeters of pretty much the whole part of western Baltimore. The scenes here are, of course, very chaotic. They may not be as concentrated and as crazy as they were during the day when the riots started, but still, we cannot say that the situation is under control. Things went ugly after people came to attend the funeral of Freddie Gray, the African-American male who died in the police custody on April 12th, after which there were reports of certain flyers circulated among the people who attended the funeral saying purge. After this, it's not clear whether those flyers caused it, but riots broke out just a few blocks from where I'm standing right now, and things went really ugly. There were rocks thrown at the police. The police responded with tear gas. For the moment, we know of at least 15 police officers who were injured. At least two of them were injured seriously. We also know of 27 arrests which had been made in relation to those riots. But again, the situation is not under control. And what we've been hearing from the police officials on the ground, they are not saying that the situation has calmed down any slightest at the moment.
Well, Alexei, you were in Ferguson last year. How does what we're seeing at the moment in Baltimore compare with what we saw last year?
Indeed, I had been to Ferguson twice, and I can say what is happening right now in Baltimore looks to be worse than what was happening in Ferguson, primarily because what we saw in Ferguson was pretty much localized in one area. This was just a few blocks on South Florissant Avenue. Now, here in Baltimore, the unrest is spreading across the city. It's happening in the west, in the east, and again, there's a dozen buildings on fire, so it looks worse. The one common denominator between the two protests in Ferguson and here is that there was a part of peaceful protesters here and here and there. The people who went out into the streets to voice their message of discontent against police brutality, they had no intent of burning places down. They had no intent of looting. And then there were troublemakers both here and in Ferguson. We'll have to wait and see until we get more information about what kind of people were arrested. Were they local? Were they from out of town? To see who actually incited those riots here in the city of Baltimore.